You probably clicked on this video because it's 2025 and you've been putting up content creation for way too long. But with that, the question is, how do I start? But don't worry, I'm here to help. I did begin my social media journey posting consistently last year and I learned quite a lot along the way. I did end up making 10,525 Australian dollars, which I am incredibly grateful for. And I did post a TikTok video of a breakdown of my monthly incomes and received a lot of questions in the comments about how I got reached out to by brands or reached out to brands, how to know how much to charge, how to even start posting. And so I figured that this video would be a perfect summary to all those types of questions. And I'm obviously still learning along the way, but hopefully this advice can help both you and I create with more intention this year and smash our goals. So make sure you grab yourself a drink and let's get comfortable. How to get started on content creation in 2025 and make money too from it. Step number 1 is creating a media portfolio. It's a summary of your best content creation work examples that you will present to a brand when you try to reach out for a collaboration via email. It's especially important for securing dream brand collabs that, they might not reach out to you at first, but you outreach and you email them, start something along the lines of, hey, I'm a content creator, I love your brand and I would love the possibility of working together. And you would say, here's my portfolio. You can think of it as your content creation version of a resume. And by showing your best works in this portfolio, it proves to the brand why they should choose to work with you. Everyone I know, including myself, uses Canva for this tool, but I know it can be pretty tricky figuring out how to craft the right portfolio, like what to include, what not to include, how to make it presentable as well. Like, is it supposed to be professional or, creative and personal? For this, I would recommend following a Skillshare's course called Personal Branding for Creatives, your Instagram and social media kit for business success. This video has been sponsored by Skillshare, so I would like to give a huge shout out and thanks to them. If you haven't heard of it by now, Skillshare is the largest online learning community for creatives with thousands of different classes online. It's led by industry experts across different fields including film, design, illustration, freelance, etc. Anything you can imagine, really. By following the digital courses, attending one-on-one sessions or even their live sessions as well with mentors, it can really help you transform your creative practices this year. And the reason why I mention this as well is because Skillshare has a ton of content creation courses, not only relevant to portfolio building like I mentioned, but also other aspects such as video editing, or how to organize content, or just how to draft content ideas as well. Any of the content creation questions you might have can be answered through Skillshare's courses. And for the first 500 people who use the link in my description box will get a 1-month free trial of Skillshare. So go ahead and get started in 2025 and practice your creativity on Skillshare. Now, moving back into what I was saying before about the portfolio, what I learned from the Skillshare's course was essentially figure out what your personal branding is. And this includes your core mission, like what do you want to get out of content creation, and you kind of want to let that be known to the brands that you're working with. My introduction in my portfolio, I say like, hey, I'm a content creator from Sydney. I love creating engaging and authentic storytelling videos in order to highlight, products, to showcase events and products. You also want to make sure that consistent aesthetic palette in your portfolio, like, you don't want every single slide to be a whole different color. Consistency, just like how you'll do a PowerPoint in high school or university and like submit it to your professors, right? And pretty much self-explanatory. You want to make sure that you include your best works in your portfolio because this might be the first time that they see your work, and so obviously you want to put your best foot forward and show them what you can do. And this is debatable. Some people choose to, some people choose not to, but including your rates on your portfolio as well. I choose to build the brand's interest in working with me first before I introduce them to my collaboration rates. Number 2 is finding a niche. A niche is essentially the type of content that you post, like what category. For example, it can be fashion, it can be beauty, it can be tech, lifestyle, it can be anything really. But a common misconception is that you have to figure out your niche from the get-go and stick to it all throughout your content creation career, but that is really not the case. In fact, I think it might be better when you're first starting out to explore all the different kinds of niches. By posting a bunch of different content gives you a chance to see what works well for you and the algorithm as well. What figuring out a niche does help with though is generating topic video ideas. For example, once you figure out you're into fashion content, obviously that makes planning your content a lot more easier. You would shift your focus more to like, oh, what am I going to wear today? Can I make a video out of that? Not really necessary when you're first starting out. now. I personally think it's a lot more important to shape your audience rather than a niche. By having a unique voice and style in your videos, you will attract a really strong audience, and in that way it doesn't matter what type of content you post, but people are watching the video for you, for the way you talk to the audience, for the way you make them feel, rather than the actual type of content that you post. And in this way, brands might be more willing to work with you as well, because they know that you have a loyal audience who will be watching and keeping a high engagement rate with you. Number 3 is engagement. In order to grow your following and to get more paid collaborations, obviously you need to get more views out there and engage with more audiences, right? The key thing is for this is consistency. Last year I had a month where I decided to post every single day, 30 days straight, and see where it would get me. I saw a lot of growth. I think I went from like 4k followers on Instagram to like double the amount. So I soon hit 10k after that. And you can try cross-posting content as well, which means posting it on 2 different platforms of the same video. You can never really predict what an algorithm is going to be like. Some videos might perform better on Instagram than they would on TikTok. Another advice I have for engagement is also connecting with other content creators. First of all, you make really great, amazing friends from the people that you meet online, because it's just genuine support for you and it's so sweet. And ultimately, by commenting on other content creators' posts and they comment back, this will increase your engagement and boost your video overall onto the algorithm. Number 4 is the process. And by this, I wanted to go through the actual process of how to organize videos, how to plan out videos, how to actually shoot them, and how to edit them, etc. So I think a big question that a lot of people have is, how do I think of ideas on what to post? For me, whenever I'm stuck on video ideas, I like to go and doom scroll. Doom scroll on Instagram, on TikTok, on YouTube Shorts even. I like to save video posts where I like either the content style, the content idea, the content message, and I just save it into a little folder called like video inspo, and just think of how I can put my own unique spin on it. And in terms of video planning as well, I like to keep in mind when I'm going out with my friends or any events I may have. For example, if I know I have an upcoming trip, I'm like, that could be a great YouTube video idea. That way you have intention before the event. You're able to storyboard your type of clips that you're after, which specific areas or parts of your day you might want to get footage from, so you don't end up overwhelmed with a bunch of random clips that you just film all throughout the day, and you go home and you're just like, how do I edit this into one video? Ultimately, when I go out with my friends as well, I don't want to be the type of person that has my phone out every single second of the day. I film my content when I know I need it in a certain spot or location, and then I just put my phone away. That way I'm able to enjoy my day with my friends as well. In terms of editing, I like to use CapCut Pro for short form content and Final Cut Pro for long form such as YouTube. And for cameras and stuff, you really don't need a professional camera to start out. I am shooting on my Canon G7X Mark II that I absolutely love right now, but the thing is, I've used my iPhone for literally all of my Instagram and my TikTok videos. I just shoot on 4K and 30 frames per second or 60 frames per second, and you're good to go. Number 5 is negotiating. When you first start posting content, it might be harder to have companies reach out to you and offer paid collaborations. Most of the time they might want to send you gifted PR, or you might just have to reach out to all these companies by yourself just to get the ball rolling first. That's why learning to negotiate is really, really important. Knowing your time's worth and also your money's worth. If your goal is to earn money off of social media, you get a lot of email invitations saying, hey, we want to work with you and send you free products, and you always want to try your best to negotiate for a paid collab instead. You can just say something along the lines of, hey, I love your brand, thank you so much for reaching out to me, but at the moment as a full-time content creator or like a content creator juggling with work and whatnot, I would really like to shift my focus to just paid collaboration. And you can send them your portfolio, as we mentioned before, and be like, would a paid collaboration be something you're still interested in? You should never feel scared to ask for what you want. And I think this is the question that a lot of people will be wondering. It's like, how do I know how much to charge? Because when I first started out, I did search online and I saw this general rule of thumb that said it was supposed to be 10% of your follower count, but I don't really think that's true, because I have 17k on Instagram, but I can tell you for a fact I do not get $1,700 per post. I wish, but maybe one day we'll see. Along the way, this is how I've kind of figured out how much to charge. 1, having a look on TikTok Instagram, you know, Reddit even, having a look at other creators' videos or Reddit guides and stuff. But it's to keep in mind that everyone's rate will always differ. There's no set right or wrong, and it's going to change depending on the company's size, the company's budget, how many deliverables you're giving it, negotiation skills, all of these factors. So you can never really just follow one set guide. Of course, with that, you can always aim to negotiate for more. For example, if a company offers a video, say for $250, and they're like, no, sorry, we're fixed at $250, you can try offer more deliverables, saying like, hey, would you be open to 2 videos for, you know, $450 instead? You're getting paid more, but the company is still getting more out of it. What I do is just offer a slight price decrease, like a discount per increased unit of deliverables that I give. If a company asks to run ads on your videos, whitelisting, you should also negotiate pay for that, because if a company is running ads on your videos, they're probably gonna draw more sales in through that, so you should deserve to get paid for your video being used over and over for sales as well. And a general guideline for that, 30% of your base rate per 90 days, and for a greater amount of days you'll do like a higher percentage. Number 6 is mindset, and I wasn't going to include this in the video at first, but I think a lot of people might need to hear this to give them that extra final push. Know that posting on social media is really scary, because you're putting yourself out there on the internet to literally everyone, your friends, family, acquaintances, workmates, strangers. What if I get judged? You know, what if I don't succeed? But what I say to that when people ask me on how do I get over the fear of judgment is, people will judge you for whatever you choose to do in life. No matter what career path you go down, no matter what you do, there will always be people who try to bog you down. Even if you look at the most successful people in the world, they still have haters out there. As sad as it is, really, then why would you let a fear of judgment determine what you do and don't do in life? If you're gonna get judged, you might as well do something that you actually want to do and have no regrets in life. And there will always be so much more supporters out there than haters, because if anything, support is a lot more silent, but hate is more outspoken. And honestly, fake it till you make it. When I first started, I would literally be so scared walking around, like filming my little like uni vlogs, whatnot. I'll be like, oh my god, people are watching me right now. Just fake it, and then once your videos actually start gaining traction, no one really questions it anymore. And then your identity kind of becomes, oh, she makes videos, like, you know, that's just her thing. And that's when people start judging you less. And so yeah, really fake it till you make it. It works. And so yeah, that brings me to the end of all the tips I had. I wanted to keep this video concise and give you guys the most important essential points for starting out. But if you guys have any more further questions, feel free to leave a comment below and I'll be more than happy to try and answer it. But wishing you guys all the best this year if you're starting your content creation journey. Make sure to subscribe to my YouTube and follow my socials down below to keep up with my journey as well. I wish you guys all the very best this year.